How's it going, guys? It's a final render here, and welcome to another episode of Fallout 4 Building with Mods. And this one is a special one, because at the time of recording, it is my 25th birthday. Hooray! Celebrate! Everyone have fun. And, no, in all seriousness, guys, I've been doing this series for nearly a year now, and it's been absolutely incredible to see how many people have joined the Building with Mods community, and I hope to have another year of successful videos. But now, we are going to return back to Nuka World to fix up one of the most highly requested videos of all time, yet again. So, let's get our safari hats on, and enter Fallout 4 Building with Mods. So for this episode of Fallout 4 Building with Mods, we are at Cappys Treehouse within the Safari Zone of Nuka World. Cappys Treehouse is quite an odd location because it doesn't really seem to serve any purpose other than just being a cool location to go and visit, and I actually had the idea of doing a treehouse build long ago. This was long before Automatron came out, so very early on in Fallout, but I never actually gotten around to it. But now we have actually got a location which is already a treehouse. So I guess in that way, fate's kind of intertwined, and I am destined to build a treehouse. It is my Fallout destiny. Or it's just a cool video. So let's go. Starting with the creation kit, we are going to go into Cappys Treehouse and we are going to make everything scrappable and also restore all of the snapping points because this place isn't normally a settlement. And the interesting thing about this place is that it is actually built using all of the prefab sections that you normally have with the kind of wooden shacks. However, the texture has been changed in order to make it look like this kind of safari hay bale kind of building look. And it was quite interesting in that sense because I thought it was brand new assets, but no, they've just retextured all of these old assets so that they actually look like a brand new location. Very clever on their part in a way. But that's not good enough for us. We are going to make everything scrappable and snappable, so therefore we can actually build in this place. The workshop in place means we can actually add all of the new assets that we want to add to this place, and we can change the place however we want now. And to tell you the truth, the location actually is quite a nice place, but it doesn't really serve any function, as I said. Another thing I did do is that I cleaned everything up so there are no more bits of rubbish on all of the tables, and all of the, well, wet patches on the floor are now gone, so the place is now clean. And the only thing left to do is to build the place up. Now, building the place, I wasn't too sure exactly what I wanted to do with it, but I really like the kind of layout of Cappys Treehouse, so I decided to kind of keep the same shape, but change the walls themselves. Using the Cabin in the Woods mod, we have got some absolutely excellent wooden cabin floors, walls, and roofs to build with. And this is definitely the way modding needs to go. There haven't been many interesting building mods for quite a long time, simply because most building mods just make vanilla assets buildable, but this one actually has brand new models, brand new textures, and it is a very cool way to add new items into the game to make them actual building settlement items. It's got everything you need to make a perfect wood cabin, such as these really nice wooden railings which go around the floors. All of the floors come in quarter, half, and full floor section so that you can make any kind of size you want, and also the wall sections have windows, some of which have panes in them, some of which are just open holes, and on top of that we have also got all the assets we need to actually hide some of the seams in the walls, such as giant wooden timbers so that you can actually put them on the corners to kind of hide any gaps in the wall should there be any. And it's a really nice, well done little wooden package. We've even got a cool chimney which we can use, and as I said, everything snaps together very well, and it's got all the size increments you want, and the roofs in particular are brilliant. This is perfect for this build. Some of the roof items have got grass growing on them, so you've got a thick moss growing on the top of your cabin. There are also clean options, but I decided to go with the mossy ones because it really fitted the Safari Zone look, and very quickly I was able to make a really nice looking cabin. As I said, the layout is pretty much the same as what it was originally in Cappys Treehouse, but we have completely changed it to make it look very unique. One thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to make it slightly bigger by extending the balcony sections which we have got in Cappys Treehouse, for which there are two, and we're going to make them a little bit bigger, and we're also going to kind of give them a little bit of life with the decorations in there later on. But we have started off with a kind of cool area to go into the front door, which you get in via the lift, so you have got a cool kind of little area to walk around on the bottom floor, which again has an extended balcony on the bottom floor, so we can have a cool outside seating area on the bottom floor, as well as an extended walkway on the top floor, so we can actually get some really nice amounts of space in what is still a very small unique package. So here we go. This is Cappys Treehouse redone to look like a wooden cabin. It looks superb with these fantastic new walls and floors. It still has the same feel of Cappys Treehouse. It still has roughly the same shape. However, it has been extended by about an extra half of what its original size was, and it still has all the same feel. To give ourselves some power, we're going to go with the wind turbine generator to kind of keep the kind of outdoorsy feel, and we're going to power it using the electronic light bulbs. I thought about using some kind of fire torches, but I thought for the sake of health and safety, let's not attach fire to the walls. We'll only have fire in the actual chimney. That makes sense in my opinion. So using the Homemaker, we are going to slide in an actual animated fire pit into the chimney section, so we have got a nice roaring fire along with some nice furniture to go around the fire, so we've got a nice place to chill out and watch television at the end of the day. Using DINO'S decorations, we're able to get lots of really cool clutter on the tables to make it look like a jam-packed scene, and using ELI'S craftable flower pots and the Craft & Fury GT1000, we have got some fantastic decorations to go along this place with some really stacked crimscrams. And using Settlement Objects expansion pack, we can get some other cool little decorations such as these fusion core candles, which I really like. And the reason we are lighting this area is because we are going to make a little garden. We're going to have a garden so that we can grow all the food we possibly need as well as all the plants in this area. And here it is kind of done. When you actually get this cool garden area and you have the little food planters on the top of the tables, it really does look like a nice little place to do some little food gardening in this cabin. It's almost as if you would come to this cabin and be here for a while, just being completely self-sustaining in this little cabin by looking after these plants. Not only that, but it actually looks quite nice in terms of decoration as well. Having all of these food planters down here, it actually does kind of give some purpose to this area. And something I've wanted to do for a very long time, but for some reason I have never done it until now. It's a really nice idea, I think. We are going to be making a hot tub. Using Build Your Own Pool, we are going to make a pretty darn snazzy hot tub for us to chill out in on the bottom floor balcony so that we can look over Nuka World in style. And it's a really cool mod that makes it very easy to place down water features, because normally when you add water features with mods you can't really control them too much, but in this case it actually gives you water panes as tiles, so you can decide exactly where your water goes, and you've got lots of different elements as well, including waterfalls. Throw down some seats and some rubber flooring, and we have got a fully functioning hot tub within Fallout 4. I know that's not law friendly, but hey, when have we ever done law friendly on Fallout 4 building with mods? We want style and we want panache, and you can't get more panache than a hot tub in Fallout 4. It looks fantastic on the balcony overlooking Nuka World in the sunset, and during the daylight it's got a really nice summery feel, and I think it's just kind of cool that when you layer all of the water assets from that mod, you can get something that resembles a hot tub. We are also going to have a little seating area on the outside so you can sit down and chill with a Nuka-Cola Quantum at the end of the day, and using OCDecorator we're going to have some more decorations such as little candles and tables. And now it's time to tackle the inside. We don't have much space, but I wanted to have lots of space, so therefore where there are decorations we're going to cram things in very tightly together in all the little cubbies that we have got, such as under the stairs, so we can still have a lot of space to walk around, but we've also got all the items we need. Our Connoisseur System, a framework, gives us some absolutely beautiful paintings, and carrying on from DINO'S decorations, we've got some really cool assets to add to the tables, just to kind of give it some life and give it some purpose, but still kind of have the open space feel. Using Renovated Decorations, we've got a cool little bed and some really nice pre-war carpets so that we can kind of make the place look a little more inviting. And using compact crafting, mini crafting benches and power armor stations, we have got all of the little workstations we could possibly need as well, but still maximizing the space in this cabin, because it is a very small cabin, but we have now got all the space we need. And as we start to add all the little decorations, just kind of give it some life, it starts to give a very nice, almost kind of summer home feel, kind of place where you just spend a few days just to chill out when the raider stress gets a bit too much in Nuka World. But I was also trying to think of some other things which this place could be used for, and one thing I thought would possibly be like a kind of chem rehab center, so that say if you've been to hospital, you've had all the chems flushed out of your system, now you need to kind of treat your mind and treat your soul, so you come here for a few days. It's hard to get to via the elevator, so you definitely want to have to come here because you're in recovery, but I think that's a nice idea that you would just come and chill out here and be in a tranquil place by yourself. You've got all the workstations, you've got the terminal, and you've got all of the plants to look after to keep you busy, and you've also got plenty of time to be in a relaxing environment. And I think that's probably the best thing I can think for this place, because whilst raiders do love their chems and they do love their booze, they also want healthy raiders so that you can go on raids perfectly healthy, 100% top notch. And that's what I had in mind for this place. And now it's actually all done. It actually looks beautiful as well. It really fits into the safari zone, and it actually matches the tree perfectly in scale. So it actually is a really nice settlement for that reason as well. So thanks very much for watching, guys. This has been the final render building Cappys Treehouse. I hope you like it. Remember, if you're on Xbox One or PC, you'll be able to download the little mod file I use so you can start building in Cappys Treehouse as well. It doesn't come with the decorations, obviously. Remember to check out my previous video where I did a very interesting take on playing Skyrim by treating it like a Dungeons and Dragons game. Pretty cool video, but it hasn't got many views. I'd like to see that do a bit better. But thank you very much for watching, guys. This has been the final render, and you've been the audience. Until next time, see you around.